I believe Benjamin suggested this. So Benjamin suggested this. It is another video by Basic Logic, and it's called How to Be Responsibly Racist. Let's give it a watch.
Think fast. You're going home on public transportation. Where do
Oh no, this looks too familiar. Oh no. Oh no.
you sit? If you chose option B, then congratulations, you're going on the news. In the ideal world, you would have perfect information about the people around you and evaluate them as individuals and make appropriate.
Oh man, I don't feel good that like this is animated. Is it kind of weird that the incident in question for our Irina is animated? I feel dirty. I feel dirty on how like non-violent it seems in this setting. Moving on.
Choices. We do not live in a perfect world, and split-second decisions can mean the difference between life or death. Put simply, if Irina Zarutska had been racist, she, and many like her, would still be with us today.
So, if she would have been even slightly a little racist and sat in the back of the train or bus, I forget which it was, the possibility and odds of her living actually went up. So what we're saying is racism saves lives. That's the moral of the story.
Stereotypes, generalizations, prejudice. These are tools. They are not innately evil. Rather, it's up to the wielder. Abuse them, and you'll blind yourself to new ones, discarding allies and friends. But refuse to use them, and you'll be paralyzed by indecision when you don't have perfect information. Or worse, end up like the example I gave.
So what it kind of seems to me where he's getting at, and I completely do agree with this. The thing is, like, use your intuition. Like, you know those stories where women, they're a little afraid to go onto an elevator when it's just a man there, like one man, one woman, but they will be, especially if they know the guy. But, there are certain telltale signs when you're interacting with anybody where you just get a bad vibe and you keep your distance from them. Like, how women will be like, "Oh no, sorry, I'm actually going up, so I'll just wait for the next one." So, not inherently racist, right? Not inherently racist. Guys get this all the time, but the thing is, guys, like, even if you're a smaller dude with a bigger dude in an elevator, both of you generally know that either of you can do some damage, right? So we kind of leave each other alone, even if one man has bad intentions towards you. He still doesn't know if you're packing or not, which is why the Second Amendment is something that I would say is necessary in our world.
Therefore, as a veteran racist myself with years of experience in the field, I'll be teaching you how to do racism successfully.
Teach me, Basic Logic, teach me!
And if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, it helps the channel. I've come up with the following principles. First, time and sample size. Broad strokes are best used when you don't have the ability to vet people individually, either because you have to make a split-second judgment, such as in the introductory example, or you're dealing with large groups of people, like in immigration policy.
Stranger danger. We teach it to kids. Stranger danger. We teach this to kids, but for some reason, as adults, we decided, no, everyone's our friend. Everyone is safe all the time. You feel that, bad vibe? Ignore it. No, we need stranger danger. This is not even racism. This is stranger danger.
But when you do have the time and resources available to evaluate someone as an individual, that's preferable, as individuals sometimes deviate from norms. For example, there's little reason to be prejudiced to someone when you can just have an earnest conversation with them and find out more about them. In fact, earnest conversations are a good way to make friends with those of different identities. That way, when someone accuses you of being racist, you can always point to your black friend. Works like a charm. I myself have 3. Second,
We all know it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I have black friends, and then they'll call you racist anyway. I have a whole Mexican sect of my family. They'll call you racist anyway. My Puerto Rican cousin looks black as hell. Still called racist anyway. And in my family, they hate those identity politics. They really do. They call my uncle, who's like the Mexican that made this sect of our family. Weirdly enough, they called him the Oreo. And this was like back in like the 60s and 70s. And he can't speak Spanish, but he understands it. And he runs a landscaping company. And he has Mexican workers that he can't speak Spanish to, but understands what they're saying. It's a thing. It's weird.
understand statistics. This is where a lot of people struggle. You want your racism to be accurate. You can't just make stuff up because you don't like a certain group. That's not real racism. That's just hate.
Yeah.
Besides, if you don't like certain groups, there's usually plenty of legit reasons anyway. Crime stats, IQ distribution, pattern recognition. These are your friends.
Not
And don't
food.
just use raw numbers. Apply the proper context. There's an ancient technique for this called per capita, which many from lower IQ groups seem to struggle with. Let me give
And if you do struggle with it, I'm going to say one time per 100,000 in a certain demographic group in a certain area. Hopefully you can figure it out for there. And if you can't figure it out, you're retarded. Glad we got that point across.
you an example. If Group A commits 44% of the murder and Group B commits 56%, that seems pretty even. Until you realize Group B is just 13% of the total population. At that point, even other members of that group should employ prejudice for their own safety. Third,
Like here in Oregon, you really don't have to worry about black people. Like violent black people. Like not at all. All of them here in Oregon, pretty chill. Now, if I was in Chicago, I would probably think a little differently. So it's not necessarily racism that's at a particular group, at a particular place, at a particular time. I'm just using math. Math isn't racist as much as they would love to promote in the propaganda.
learn why they're like that. Understanding the reason, the culture, the history of why certain groups act the way they do can aid you in getting a better read on them and help avoid putting yourself at risk. It can also be useful if you're trying to help that group improve and overcome their unique challenges, which is a process I call constructive racism. For example, a group may have a fatherlessness epidemic, leading to struggles with authority or accountability, or a culture that interprets personal hygiene as an insult against their honor. Or maybe another group follows a religion that teaches that they are of divine origin and everyone else is cattle. There's also obviously the genetic explanation, but the best way to confirm that is by process of elimination, so you have to test out non-genetic theories anyways. Unfortunately, learning the intricacies of different groups is difficult and takes time. If only someone made YouTube videos about exactly that and broke this stuff down in just 5 minutes.
Holy crap. He's got it all laid out. We could if we're not going to, but we could probably have an entire stream just reacting to his videos. Man, I'd really be called a racist online after that.
Hey, thank you for watching this clip from my live stream. Please comment below, like, and subscribe. And be sure to subscribe to my main channel, where I do all these live streams and have my independent videos where I do deep dives. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you are somebody, I am nobody, and I hope you have a fantastic day.